It's about time that I sit back and relax and see some no-nonsense but exquisitely executed action sequences. Army of the Dead, directed by Zack Snyder, is a film that was announced as an idea to the public in 2007. After several production hassles and more or less the idea falling in the back burner of production houses Universal and Warner Brothers, Snyder thought of revisiting the idea. This time, Netflix came into the picture to purchase the distribution rights of the film. For all of you who know Zack Snyder as the man who adapts graphic novels and has been a part of the DC universe, you love his films as a creator and the world he transports you to. But it's important to note that Army of the Dead is not far away from Snyder's wheelhouse. It is probably what he is most familiar with, as he made his directorial debut in 2004 with a zombie apocalypse film titled Dawn of the Dead, which I vividly remember brought shivers down my spine. Army of the Dead focuses on zombies causing absolute havoc in Las Vegas, leading to military intervention and quarantining the city in order to restrict the mobility of those zombies. As a plan is being devised by the government to eliminate the zombies strategically, a casino owner approaches Scott Ward, a former mercenary played by Dave Bautista, and offers him $50 million in exchange for stealing $200 million from underneath the Las Vegas Strip before the city is blown up. The task force that is assembled, the mission at hand, and whether the team can get out of the city within a 32-hour window before Las Vegas becomes dust forms the storyline of Army of the Dead. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, they have scary zombies in their way who are organized as any capable combat group as well. Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of the film so that you guys can ultimately decide whether you want to watch Army of the Dead on Netflix or not. The underwhelming aspects. The length. The film is close to 2 hours and 30 minutes long, but this is a polarizing debate whether or not people feel that the running time was justified. See, from a storytelling standpoint, the film's agenda is very clear, to explore whether the heist in a zombie-filled Las Vegas will be successful or not. I think this is an aspect of Zack Snyder that you more or less are signing up for. He loves his world, so he explores it both visually and through his characters, sometimes diverging the core focus as well. Ride or die fans of Snyder's filmography will be unfazed by the running time, but I can analytically understand how 15 to 20 minutes of the film could have easily been chopped off. I mean, I'm a fanboy. I wasn't even fazed by the 4-hour running time of the Snyder Cut and was glued to my seat, so I'm saying this just to caution anyone who hasn't seen it yet. Hacky dialogues, treatment, and politics. I would be a hypocrite to allow the suspension of disbelief in a movie like Army of the Dead while not setting the same standard when I watch commercial Indian films. I've seen a trend of Indian viewers who are willing to accept jarring problems of some international popcorn entertainers while being highly critical of the same in India. I mean, I understand that Godzilla vs. Kong is epic for its scale and vision, making it a blast to watch on the big screen, but you also have, in the same film, kids entering maximum security facilities as if it's someone's playground. So it's silly fun, right? But why are people scared to call out the aspects of these big budget international films that just don't work? According to me, Army of the Dead is very emotionally distant. Its biggest selling point are its technical features, which I will come to later. The most uncomfortable aspect of this film probably is the writing for me. Several instances of funny dialogues actually just come across as hacky and generic. Dialogues like easy peasy Japanesey or recurring discussions of grilled cheese sandwiches or tofu rolls don't really generate any form of laughter. I understand the intention to be silly while the dread exists around characters, but I don't remember laughing at any point in this film. While the film checks the box of inclusivity with a diverse cast, it does resort to integrating commentary of the current state of United States of America, both socially and politically. This often comes across as forced rather than a back and forth between characters that flows naturally. From the abuse of power, the lack of freedom, and the desensitization of violence in America, all of these aspects are brushed upon but not successfully fleshed out. Even if you're a Snyder fanboy like me, you gotta call it out as it is. The good. Soundtrack and opening sequence. The one thing that I will always be obsessed with when it comes to Zack Snyder films is his juxtaposition of music and visuals. I still get goosebumps thinking about when Returns a King plays in 300 and marks Leonidas worthy of being a king. Or probably my favorite, the opening credits of what is in my opinion one of Zack Snyder's most underrated films, Watchmen. As the Times They Are Changing, composed by Bob Dylan, plays in the background. There is a beautiful contrast of music and visuals full of dread that exists in Army of the Dead. From Elvis Presley's Viva Las Vegas as zombies create havoc all over the city, to Creedence Clearwater Revival's Bad Moon Rising as the team gets ready for the mission, it perfectly works for the film and its pitch. While Zombie by the Cranberries can be a little on the nose regarding what the film focuses on, I absolutely fell in love with the opening sequence and the soundtrack of this movie. Cinematography and special effects. Zack Snyder is more or less doing every major portfolio for this film. He is the director, writer, and cinematographer of this movie. He also has formulated its screenplay, and my god, is the film visually spectacular. The aerial wide shots of the city that has basically become ruins really capture the audience's attention. You may find the individual shots in this film a little uncomfortable, almost like a completely blown out bokeh effect that blurs the background, but it is inconsequential compared to the otherwise mesmerizing shots. I think the makeup department especially needs to be complimented for how they have designed the zombies, coming across as uniquely creative, as there are so many zombie films that it can literally mimic. What I love about the opposition in this case is that there is a sort of hierarchy and organization to the zombies that otherwise doesn't exist in movies or series. Mostly they are flailing their arms around and walking slowly, whereas in this case it is an organized unit led by its alphas. What is insane about the CGI incorporated in the film is that the pilot in the film, played by Tig Notaro, has actually been digitally placed among the characters. Due to the allegations against Chris D'Elia, the production company had to remove his part and shoot the same sequences individually with Tig and integrate it into the world. Other than probably one or two moments, you can literally not make out that she didn't shoot with the fellow actors, a testament to the strides of technology in film. Dave Bautista. While there are moments where the cast does shine, I thought Ana de la Reguera was exceptional in the little part that she had, and even Omari Hardwick had some badass sequences. It is without a doubt that Dave Bautista keeps this ship afloat. As I previously said, that certain characters are gimmicky and over the top, almost caricaturish, like a German who keeps on shouting Scheiße, because he's German. Bautista as Scott Ward is probably one of the most grounded in reality and convincing. अपनी हुमा भी अच्छी है पिक्चर में, कमी देखने को मिलती है. प्राउड मोमेंट तो है, पर मैं नेशनलिज्म के नाम पे झूठ थोड़ी ना बोलूंगा. She's just good as she always is in acting roles. Moving on, a lot of people only assume that Dave Bautista to be either the guy we love to see do the Batista bomb in WWE or Drax from Guardians of Galaxy. But you would be surprised to notice just the range the actor possesses. He, through an emotionally distant film like Army of the Dead, still convincingly showcases a vulnerable side. Even if you look at his small appearance as Sapper Morton in Blade Runner 2049, which I would highly recommend, he leaves an impression with his acting performance. Unpopular opinion, but I think he possesses much more range as an actor as compared to the international superstar Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Hands down, he is the hero of the film. Gruesome and unexpected action and twists. I will not lie in admitting that I had my jaw drop in several moments of the film. See, I'm the kid who used to play Mortal Kombat and wait for the fatalities. The bloodier it was, the more stoked I am. Is this messed up or is it true for everyone? Just checking. Anyway, the point being that Army of the Dead is blood, gore, and zombies galore. So it is the wish of anyone wanting a no-nonsense R-rated action film coming true. What is brilliant is that the action is gruesome but unexpected as well, in moments reminding me of my reaction when I saw the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones. This is something that I see as a plus point for the film, that it has the ability to shock you while showcasing exceptional action sequences. Others may feel it takes away characters that you start to fall in love with very quickly. The dimly lit alleyway, which includes the first sign of combat with the zombies or the mutated tiger mauling a character, there are so many moments of just unapologetic and extreme action. On a side note, can I just say how irritating Kate was in the film? I mean, my god, we have a mission at hand. Nothing to do with the actor, just the character really derailed the goal at hand. When I think about Snyder's own Dawn of the Dead, I think it's far more superior than Army of the Dead, and despite it being 17 years old, it still stands the test of time. My favorite, if you ask, of zombie films produced is Shaun of the Dead, with Simon Pegg directed by Edgar Wright, which is absurd but absolutely hilarious. I'll conclude by saying that this is in no way Snyder's top 3 or top 4 films. The film is enjoyable like any popcorn zombie action film. It's visually spectacular, but emotionally distant. A carefree, fun experience, but let's not fool ourselves. We've seen better. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about the movie. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle is right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.